Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has railed against woke ideology as he campaigned for Republicans in Pennsylvania and Ohio over the weekend.
We can't just stand idly by while woke ideology ravages every institution in our society. We must fight the woke in our schools. We must fight the woke in our businesses. We must fight the woke in government agencies. We can never, ever surrender to woke ideology. And I'll tell you this, the state of Florida is where woke goes to die.
Tomorrow, Florida will hold elections for school board races, which typically don't receive much attention, but according to Business Insider, DeSantis has taken note of the energy behind these local elections and has moved to restrict school curriculum on race, gender, and sexual orientation. It's clear that so many voters, not just conservatives, but many independents, some people who would vote Democrat on other issues, agree that, whatever you want to call it, woke is a very funny word, but whatever you want to call it, this identity politics, political correctness, the overemphasis on using perfect language relating to sex and gender, etc., that majorities of people don't want this being taught in schools or in a sort of activist, you're forced to comply with it sort of way for young kids, and they don't want it infecting the government, and even as consumers, as customers, they've rejected it to some extent when businesses do it, when programming decisions are being made by Netflix or HBO or something, or Disney on a let's not offend people kind of way. The people are speaking as consumers, to some degree as participants in a democratic voter system, and they are saying they don't like it, and that's part of Ron DeSantis' success, right?
That view of you are defined by your oppression, right? That sort of comes out of that Hegelian, Marxist, critical theory, critical race theory, academic way of thinking that does reduce the world into oppressor versus oppressed. And on that topic of critical race theory, DeSantis explained to his followers the reasoning for his ban. Let's watch that.
But I think the left tries to portray American history as it being founded because of slavery, and that this was something that, the founders were really holding up about what the country was about. Actually, a lot of them were embarrassed that this was something that was there. Even people like Washington, who owned slaves, freed slaves. Jefferson would always, he agonized about slavery, and I know he participated in it, but he recognized that it was wrong. So intellectually, you had very few of the revolutionary generation make a compelling positive case for slavery. What these people, though, are doing on the left, they're basically taking the position Stephen Douglas took when he debated Lincoln in 1858. I mean, Douglas was saying, hey, no, the Constitution is about slavery, and he supported the Dred Scott decision. Lincoln was on the other side of that. He said this was a country conceived in liberty. It doesn't happen overnight. This is a fight that you have to keep fighting, but that's what he believed. So we're teaching the accurate history, and we're basically teaching it from the perspective of a Lincoln or a Frederick Douglass rather than a Stephen Douglas.